Knobcon 2025, here we come.
And yes, here's another obligatory travel montage. But really, this is when the excitement is building and anticipation of the Knobcon vibes grows ever stronger, with the knowledge that fun and adventures await when I get to Schaumburg, Illinois. In case you don't know, Knobcon is a synthesizer convention that more or less takes over an entire hotel outside of Chicago for a weekend every early September, now in its 13th year. I'll do my best to give you a taste of the Knobcon vibes and explain why this year is especially exciting for me. Hey everyone, Jeremy Parker here at Knobcon 2025, and as usual, I'm with my good friend and musical collaborator, Cowboy Ben Alman.
What's up, everyone? How's it going?
So what should we talk about?
Well, how about that we're playing tonight?
Yeah, in breaking news, we found out yesterday that we're actually going to be playing tonight at the welcome reception, which is in the tent outside.
I couldn't tell you in what order we're playing at what time during that, but at some point during that we'll be playing.
What we'll probably do is take the set that we were supposed to play tomorrow,
which we're still going to be playing tomorrow.
We're supposed to still play tomorrow.
I think so.
But I think we're going to do that set tonight, and then we're going to do something else different tomorrow that's yet to be determined.
We'll just wing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? We can do it, though.
I think we can do it. So I brought my portable setup, my Seek Track and my Mini Lab 3, but I also have Ben's bass station.
Yeah.
And so it's another element.
I thought you would like that thing, and you picked it up real quick.
Yeah, it is pretty sweet. So I'm excited to play that. I don't know what else is going on. More Golden Shrimp Guild stuff. I mean, it's as usual. Golden Shrimp Guild is in full.
Yeah, we've got
force.
The booth, and we've got a lot of people here.
And so Ben, you have your modular. You've got your bass. You've got a pedal for your bass. So you're fully.
Yeah, I really am digging that kind of like sub-octave synth bass effect for the bass. It sounds really cool.
I'm definitely going to do my best to capture everything going on at Knobcon. I don't know. Any other thoughts, feelings?
I'm really excited to see what's on the floor this year. I haven't been paying attention a lot, and so there are a few things that might be there this year. I'm not really sure, so I'm sure there'll be some surprises, but I'm looking forward to that. If you just keep buying stuff like, well, you didn't buy the bass station, but if you keep like going in that direction, you don't need a modular. You'll have all these parts.
Oh no, I don't need a modular anymore.
I don't know. I mean, you want one. You'll find. They say, life finds a way. You know.
And we got people. People are setting up. Hey, what's going on? Good to see you.
Julian. Alex.
Yes. Yeah. So you can see there's activity in the background. People are coming in, and in fact, we have to actually get going because we have to go sound check or something. We got to set up our stuff.
Yeah, we were told to get there by 5. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. So
we'll talk to you later.
We'll see you later.
Yeah.
So we got set up and sound checked in time for the welcome reception at 7 p.m. and people began streaming in. For performers this year, there was Breathalyzer, us, Jade Wee, Suit and Tie Guy and Brian Cooperschmidt, and Sam Harmon. Despite the last-minute preparations, our set went fairly well, and we were psyched to be a part of the evening. I'll link to our complete performance on the Entire Robot YouTube channel. It's Saturday morning, day 2, and it's time to see what's happening down on the exhibition floor.
How's it going? I'm Gene with Entropy Sons here at Knobcon 2025, and this is our video synthesizer right here. This is our device right here. Everything else is just kind of a peripheral, but it is making the content that you can kind of see on our screen right here in a dynamic way that is controllable by MIDI, it's controllable by CV. I think this should control this angle right here. You can run video into it. It's processing audio, so I have my phone is playing audio in here, and it's analyzing it and using it to modify the visuals. It comes with like a zillion patches. You can make your own. It's quite a powerful and sophisticated device. It can process video. So this right here is taking web camera inputs and using it as like a texture offset into this image right here. This is like swapping out like one of the modules, which just now does this. It has like multiple instruments. This is a video feedback simulation. This is a wave interference simulation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we've got this oscilloscope right here, which is a simulation of an old school like phosphor decay kind of setup.
That's super cool.
It's got like a polar mode right here, which I can turn on. It also has a 3D oscilloscope. So instead of just rendering an XY waveform, this is rendering an XYZ waveform.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it can do a whole bunch of things.
That's super cool.
It also has Wi-Fi, so I'm constantly releasing updates. This is my full-time job, is to work on this thing. So there have been like 2 firmware updates in the last month. A new one's coming out next week, which is an update to the texturing system.
Yeah.
There's updates to the video processing system happening soon. So this is our synth. It's available for $1,200 from our website, entropysons.com.
Wow, that's amazing.
This is 1080p, 30 frames a second.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and it can support up to 4 video channels, so you can basically use it as a video mixer with like effects chains and stuff like that if you want.
Wow, this is super cool, yeah.
Thanks, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks a lot for showing me.
My pleasure.
All right, cool. We are with Mike from Hive Synthesis.
Hello, that's true. I'm Mike from Hive Synthesis. We've got a few new things this year. One is that we've updated our Protomato DIY synth experimentation platform to make it a little more user-friendly and have less power access in the front so that you don't hit that with cables. We also have a 1U version of our Honey Solar to CV box and a 1U version of our popular Duck module, which is a little side-chaining module. But I know what you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Speak and Spell. Yes. So you have pitch control, latching with a pitch touch point.
Oh, wow.
Hard reset because it's a circuit bent piece of gear, it's going to crash. And then we have 3 different glitch switches on the side that can be used together or separately to, glitch it out.
Wow. So this is like a limited, you only have a few of these for sale?
Yeah, I only have 4 of these left. I make a batch every year and they kind of go very quickly. Knobcon's where I start launching them. So if they don't sell out here, you'll be able to find them on the Hive Synthesis website or on Etsy.
I see. What's the pricing approximately?
$250.
$250. Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, well, thanks for showing me. I meant to look at this last year and then I just forgot to ask you about it. So
thanks for coming by.
Thank you. Okay, I'm here with Travarsi at the Novation booth.
Hey, how's it going?
So what's going on with Novation this year? What's your latest thing?
Our latest thing that we're looking at is the new Launch Control XL. We did some major feature upgrades on it. The big thing is we added this screen, so now you can actually see your values and what you've done your mappings to, which is pretty amazing. The other thing we did was not only do you have USB-C connection, but now you have 5-pin DIN MIDI.
Oh yeah, that's convenient.
So you can control hardware directly, you're able to chain them together if you'd like. And then we still have the integration with components, so you're able to have 15 modes. So basically you have 15 overlays that you can create and map all these parameters to.
Yeah.
So again, circling back to the screen, which is nice because you know, if you're doing a lot of mappings and you have like 4 or 5 modes going, it's hard to sometimes remember what you map to what.
Right,
so
right.
this indication of like the light, like giving you the value indication, but also showing you on the screen is pretty awesome.
Yeah. You guys are still making all this hardware that's been so classic. A lot of companies, once they've hit, you know, the production end of life, that's it,
Right.
and you can't really get it anymore.
Right.
But you guys are still making it, and you're still releasing firmware updates and things.
Always, yes. Like the Peak is one of our major. Like we do well with the Peak. People love it. It's very dynamic from any genre of music, and yeah, we're always looking at doing updates to the firmware and stuff like that too. So
Awesome. Well, we'll be catching you a little bit later. You'll be playing in the big room downstairs.
yes, yeah, 9:45 tonight. I will be playing with my buddy ALX 106, doing our techno duo. So it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right.
Pretty soon, it was time to head down to the big room where the Golden Shrimp Guild was putting on a group of performances called the Shrimp Tank, where Ben and I were supposed to perform again, along with Libaloops, Jade Wee, and Luquado. Unfortunately, there were issues with the PA system and gremlins in some of our gear, mine and Luquado's in particular, so we had to just roll with it. But we made it happen, and everyone got a chance to do their thing.
Wonderful, wonderful, sunny sensation. A magical, lovely world of crustaceans. The most that you can do. I'm looking fly in my Hawaiian shirt. I'm looking fly in my Hawaiian shirt. I'm looking fly in my Hawaiian shirt. I'm looking fly in my Hawaiian shirt.
Hawaiian shirt.
Love you, make mistakes.
All right, y'all. Thank you for hanging out with us. This was only part 1 of Shrimp Tank, which will be continued just before 5 o'clock. So get here on time. We've got Luquado and Jay Wee playing, doing their own sets. But we are going to go upstairs right now and raid TotoRobyn on the Abstract stage. So thank you all so much. And I hope you have a good rest of your Knobcon.
So we all headed upstairs to catch TotoRobyn's set at the afternoon Abstract stage before going back down to the big room for the rest of the performances. Unfortunately, the Shrimp Tank schedule got shifted back so far that I missed Jade Wee's set because I had to get to the banquet. This is an optional catered dinner and keynote presentation that you can opt in for at an extra charge when you purchase your Knobcon tickets. Any way you slice it, there is just so much going on during Saturday that you can't attend everything. But that makes it fun to choose your own adventure as the day goes on. This year at the banquet, Cameron Jones of Synclavier fame was the special guest. After that, I headed down to the Saturday night big room performances to let off a little steam and called it a night. It's already Sunday morning, last day of Knobcon.
Okay, I'm here with Robyn, a.k.a. TotoRobyn, at the GSG, or Golden Shrimp Guild booth here at Knobcon. What is GSG all about?
Well, it's basically a collective of both synthesizer artists, enthusiasts, the whole works, where basically a lot of the discussion that takes place is on our, we have a Discord server, and so if people have questions about looking for what kind of gear that they're interested in, or how to go about live streaming, or how to do live performance, it's just a really good kind of open collective that is able to give advice, support each other, so forth. And then one of the major things that we do is a lot of us do live streaming, and that primarily happens on Twitch, but there's other venues that you could do YouTube or whatnot. But a lot of us will do these things that are called raid train events. So we'll host these big kind of events where
some kind of theme.
Yeah, a lot of times they have themes to it. Sometimes they're very generic. When I first started out, I found out about this group through friends of mine, and I had never touched a synthesizer in my life. And it was good motivation to be oh, I'd like to learn more. So one of the nice things is it's all experience levels.
Yeah.
And we have different events that cater to is this your first time? Well, here's this casual raid train where we'll have people who are really interested in come over to you watching you stream for an hour, and then we move that audience over to the next thing, so you get more exposure to different forms of genres and whatever. So
And now here you are, a few years later, now you're performing at Knobcon.
So on Saturday, there's a performance that's called the Afternoon Abstract, which is more kind of and it ranges from ambient to a little bit more experimental to some down tempo. So there's a range of different performances. So I kind of did an ambient down tempo set, and that was cool.
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. It was excellent. And you have a new album out too, is that right?
You can tell it's been a weekend. Yeah, no, it's called Divergent Crossroads, and it's kind of a mixture of moods and genres to kind of be sometimes I do a lot of ambient, and sometimes I don't always do ambient, and kind of a showcase of here are all the different types of things that one could do in time. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Robyn.
Thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, see you around.
All right.
Hi everybody, my name is Andrzej Kudzawcew, and you are here at the Deft Audio booth at Knobcon 2025. And I'm showing here the this Aero-Rec module, which is essentially the single voice, single channel of the Roger Linn LM1 drum machine. If you attended last year at Knobcon, I've been showing the Luma one, which is the exact replica of the LM1 drum machine. So it's a full production system, well, made exactly to the spec of LM1. This time is just a single channel, single version of that gives you the easy access to the sound of that legendary drum machine. So what it's using the same voice architecture of the LM1, It has the 8-bit digital to analog converter. So this is a 40 years old DAX that we sourced, and we have enough supply for this to produce these modules, likely. And it's playing the sounds from the ROM that is here. You can replace these ROMs, and so you can replace the sounds on it. And each ROM contains up to 8 sounds that you select from the panel here, and you can also select the CV voltage. So let me give you an example what you can do with this, because this is a small module that has very unique characteristics that sometimes not possible to do on the regular drum machines. We will be using this module in the middle, and I will just show you how you can program it. I connected the gate to trigger this, and I connected the CV to select the sample that I'm playing. And in real time, I can change the sample that I'm playing. So let me give an example. So it's playing only one module currently, and at a different step, I apply a different CV voltage here, and so it changes the sample, and that's why you hear 2 different drum sounds, because you have 8 total of them. But in the same time, I can program multiple steps.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So that's called the linear drum programming. You might know that in the LM1 drum machine, you have an option to pitch the sounds, and that's what creates the unique character of these sounds. So for instance, if I play snare,
yeah,
this is where it gets interesting. But for these EROREC modules, you can also automate that with the CV input. So now you can do something more that you couldn't do with the actual drum machine, because in the LM1, it's only the knob. You cannot apply the CV voltage to that. In this case, you can. You're also not forced to use only drum sounds. Also, for instance, another part of this module that it can play sounds continuously. So why would you do that for the drum sounds? Well, if you just play the sounds over and over again, it will be just repeating the content that is here. If instead of a drum sound, you put a waveforms here, this can be your wavetable oscillator. And what it allows you to do, let me show. So this waveform is currently playing from this module, and it's on the waveform 2. I can switch waveforms in real time. Of course, not only I can automate that in the same way I can do that with the drum sounds, but all of these waveforms, they stay precise in the tuning because they have exactly the same number of samples per cycle. And so that gives you the like a PPG type of sound when you switch between these. By the way, it's a MIDI interface, very advanced. It has 8 MIDI inputs and up to 14 MIDI outputs. It can also manage this as a polyphonic synthesizer. And let me show this. It's currently driving the three modules at the same time. And so that gives me the polyphony of 3. I can play a whole chord. So that's as silly as it could be, but the simple logic chips which are here, they start the counter that plays the sounds from here to the DAC.
Yeah.
And that gives you the lowest time to the first response because there is no microcontroller, there is no software involved, there is no firmware, and your latency is always predefined, so there is no jitter.
Yeah.
And that makes a lot of sense when you do not only the drum sounds, but when you play it in a synth type of a setup, because you know exactly when you fire up this and then it starts playing. One of the common questions, okay, I get the EEPROM from you, but what if I want to put my own sounds? So there are multiple ways to do that. The basic way is we give you the web-based editor, you just open it in the Chrome. Of course, it's free to use for everybody. You drag and drop WAV files, and it will build you the ROM image. Now you have two options. If you are experienced with programming your own ROMs, you can get just a very inexpensive ROM programmer from China for like $50 and program your own ROMs. Or there's another option. We can give you what's called a ROM emulator. This is another open source product called PicoROM, not by us, it's just by the community. It connects over USB to the web-based editor, and you can drag and drop samples right here, and they will stay there. So it has the non-volatile memory. You just dump it once, and it will stay there until you reprogram it again.
Well, This is all very cool stuff. Thanks a lot, Andre.
Thank you very much, Jeremy.
Hi, my name is Mike, and I'm from SISKworks from Southern California, and I do some circuit bending, and these are some of my circuit bent devices that I have here at Knobcon. The first one we're going to show is the Casio SK1. It has the pitch modification. When it's up, the pitch is variable on the knob here. There's also a skew bend section with a skew audition, hold, and skew amount. So these all work together. So we have one switch up. I can audition that bend by holding it down. So that is engaging that switch. And then we can do the amount for that switch. Sometimes you have to hit reset to get that ringing to stop. There's some image switches and access switches. Access switches don't always work on their own, but sometimes they work with other ones. And like that.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you don't hear a sound, you flip another switch and it engages. All the bends kind of interact with each other, and circuit bending is not super exact science, so sometimes it gets into weird mode. You may need to reset. Then we got our Casitone here. This is a tape loop instrument. It uses a normal cassette or a tape loop. I use tape loop so you don't have to rewind. I record a constant tone on this tape loop. And then this player only plays when you press a button. And then each button has a corresponding knob, so you can tune the speed of the motor. You can also latch that first button on. That's basically holding that button on to use it as a drone machine. And then you can also have a range control, so super slow or super fast. And that basically just turns it into a 5 little key budget Mellotron almost.
Yeah, wow, that is really neat.
My YouTube channel is just my name, Mike Sisk, or at SISKworks.
Excellent. Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks for talking to me.
Well, I don't know. Tell me about this thing.
Yeah, well, I just met Ben, who is a better salesman for this thing than I am, but I'll try to give the brief spiel, which is that this is basically a grid instrument, but with tactile weighted keys. So it gives you a little bit more kind of physical feedback and consistency as you're playing. And they are MPE expressive, so you can... And then, of course, a natural at
Well, I mean, you know, I play the bass, so this is kind of like a bass guitar, but I'm playing with my right hand because I'm more comfortable. And I'm getting used to it, but it's like... And I can play like, you know, like chords. I don't know. It feels natural. But what's really interesting is I like the keys. They're like you physically press them. They're not like a membrane like I've seen on other controllers. And so it's more like a piano in a way. And so it's kind of like you have that depth. You can press it down quite a bit. So I mean, look, I'm curious about like what got you to do this kind of physical, more like a piano key than a membrane approach.
Yes, I was trying to learn some classical piano pieces on one with the membrane for a while. I learned Clair de Lune, and as a guitar player, I could like learn that much more naturally because of the shapes being the same and kind of thinking in 2D like a guitar player. But I just couldn't get the like consistency that I wanted, so started thinking about this idea, and this is the kind of result of that where now it feels a little bit more like a piano. You can have a little bit more control and consistency. You can really crank up, if you do like an organ sound, you can get those nice slides in there. So I switched it now to all scale mode, so it's just in, what is this, C minor. There you go.
Oh yeah,
back
okay.
to bass.
Yeah, that's really cool, man.
We just need a rhythm section. We're good to go.
Yeah.
Called Dogpaw. Yeah.
Dogpaw. Yeah.
We're gonna sell. We have some Kickstarters lined up. We're gonna ship those by March, hoping to beat that by quite a bit, but hard to make predictions at this point. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's really neat. I love that it's like more like the physical piano keys. It's just something about it feels, I don't know, like I get that positive feeling from pressing them down that I like.
Well, it's always satisfying to see someone just walk up and start wailing on it immediately. So.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
Yeah, thanks.
As the afternoon escaped us, we took our last looks around the floor, and Knobcon 13 came to a close. As much as the wonderful devices, creative spirit, and music-driven technology bring us to this place every year, it's the people, the members of this community, that really make it enjoyable for me. Whether it's catching up with someone you haven't seen since last year, or meeting someone new, everyone is speaking the same language of creativity and kindness. I was so glad to participate musically this year, and I was again amazed and inspired by this collective merging of art and technology that is Knobcon. I can't wait until next year.